Hey guys, it's Amour. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute Pachimari Amigurumi. It's from the game Overwatch and reminds me of a turnip. It has tentacle leaves on the bottom. You can find a free written pattern on my blog amiamour.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you catch all my latest tutorials. These are a few ones I've had in the past. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! Here are the materials you'll need. For the turnip head with Aran colored yarn, we are going to do 4 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you need a tutorial to show you how to do the magic ring, I'm gonna link to it right here. And now we can close our loop to bring our ring closed. And now we should have 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4 around. I'm going to use a stitch marker to mark the end of my round. For round 2, we are going to stay at 4 stitches, so it's just 1 in each stitch around. So in our very first stitch, we are just going to do 1. And next one is 1 as well. And 1, and then my very last stitch right here, it's just going to be 1 also. So we should have 4 single crochet stitches still at the end. Now what we want to do is we want to flip this inside out so we make sure we're working on the proper side. For round 3, we are going to do 2 in each stitch around. So it's 2, 2, 2, 2, and at the end we should have 8 single crochet stitches. So now in my next stitch, I am going to do 1 and 2. Next stitch is 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and in my very last stitch is also 1 and 2, and now we should have 8 single crochet stitches around. For round 4, we're just going to stay at 8, so it's just 1 in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and work up your stitches. For round 5, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1. Continue to repeat all the way around, and you should have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So here we're going to do 2, so that's 1 and 2, and just 1. Okay, repeat the same pattern again. It's 2 and 1. So this is 1 and 2 and 1. And continue to repeat the pattern around. Now for round 6, our pattern is going to be 2 and then 1, 1, 1. Repeat the pattern all the way around, and at the end you should have 15 single crochet stitches. So this is going to be 1, same stitch, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3. Repeat the pattern again. 1 and 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and continue to repeat the pattern one last time. Now for round 7, our pattern is going to be 2 and then 1, 1, 1, 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around, and you should have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. So here I'm going to do 2, So that's 1 and 2. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Repeat the pattern again. It's 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. And continue to repeat the pattern one last time. For round 8, our pattern is going to be 2, and then in the next 5, just 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around, and you should have 21 single crochet stitches. So this is 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Repeat the pattern again. It's 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And continue to repeat the pattern one more time. Now for rounds 9 through 11, we're going to stay at 21 single crochet stitches. So we're just going to do 1 in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and work up your stitches. And this is how it should look like after 11 rounds. Now for round 12, our pattern is going to be a decrease. And then in our next 5 stitches, just 1 single crochet stitch, and repeat the pattern all the way around. So we're going to do a decrease right here. And then in our next 5, just 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Repeat the pattern again, a decrease. And in our next 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continue to repeat the pattern one last time. For round 13, our pattern is going to be a decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Continue to repeat the pattern around, and you should have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So here is a decrease, and then just 1 single crochet stitch. Going to do a decrease and a single crochet stitch, and continue to repeat the pattern all the way around. Now for round 14, our very last round, we are just going to decrease all the way around, and you should have 6 single crochet stitches at the end. So here is a decrease, 1, 2, and continue to decrease all the way around. Okay, and now we can cut a long tail and fasten off. And here is our turnip head completed. For the face, with white yarn, you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to pull it closed and use our stitch marker to mark the end of our round. Now for round 2, our pattern is going to be 2 in each stitch all the way around, and we should have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So that is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and continue to repeat the pattern all the way around. For round 3, our pattern is a bit different. So now we are going to do 2 here. That's 1 and 2 and 1. we're going to do 2, 1 again, 1 and 2 and 1. And now for this one, we're going to do 2 half double crochet and 1 single crochet stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, come back out. You should have 3 loops, yarn over and come out through all 3. Then we want to do the same stitch again. We're going to yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, come back out, yarn over, come out through all 3. So now we have 2 half double crochet stitch here. Now we're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then we're just going to repeat what we just did right here. So it's going to be 2 single crochet stitch here, that's 1 and 2, just 1 single crochet stitch. Repeat the pattern again, 2 single crochet stitch, 1 single crochet stitch. So that's 1 and 2 and 1. And in this very last set, we're going to do 2 half double crochet stitch and 1 single crochet stitch. So yarn over, insert hook, come back out, yarn over, come back out. Okay, 1 more half double crochet stitch. And in our very last stitch, we are just going to do a single crochet stitch. And now for round 4, we are going to do single crochet stitch in our next 5. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do 2 half double crochet stitch here. So that is 1 half double crochet stitch and then another half double crochet stitch. And then this one's going to be a single crochet stitch. And this one, we're going to do a slip stitch. And we are going to fasten off and leave a long tail. And here is our face completed. For the tentacle leaf with green yarn, you will do 4 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're gonna close it tight and use a stitch marker to mark the end of your round. For round 2 to 3, we're just going to stay at 4 single crochet stitches. So it's just 1 in each stitch around. That's my second one. 3 and 4 into my last stitch right here. And then you'll flip your project so that the proper side is showing on the outside. And then we'll continue to do round 3 and do 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch around. Now for round 4, pattern's going to be 2 and 2 and 1 and 1. So in our next stitch right here, we're going to do 1 and 2. Next stitch is also going to be 1 and 2. And then it's going to be 1. And next stitch is just 1 stitch as well. For round 5, the pattern will be 2 in the first one, so that's 1 and 2, and then 1, and then 2, 1, so it's 1 and 2, and 1, and then it's 1, 1, so it's 1, and 1, and at the end you should have a total of 8 single crochet stitches. For round 6, in our first 4, we'll have 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we will do 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and in our fourth stitch, we are going to do 1 and 2, And in our next stitches, we'll do decrease of 1 and 2. So here's our first decrease, and then our last decrease for this round. And you should have a total of 10 single crochet stitches. Now for round 7, we're going to do 8 single crochet stitches only. So that's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're not going to finish this round, but I'm just going to move my stitch marker, and this will be the end of our new round. For round 8, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then another decrease, and then in our next 2, it's going to be a single crochet stitch, single crochet stitch, and then we'll increase in our next 2. So that's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and our last 2 is just 1 and 1. So 1 and 1, and then we can cut off a long tail and fasten off, and this is our first tentacle leaf completed. So you'll want to make a second tentacle, but do not fasten off, and then we'll get our first tentacle, and we will count 5 stitches over from where it ends. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what we want to do is line up the 5th stitch on our first tentacle with the next stitch on our second tentacle, and we're going to join them together with single crochet stitch. So you want to go through both stitches, and we'll finish that off with a single crochet stitch. That's our first stitch that we've just joined. Now I want to join through a second stitch, so we'll just line them up again. We'll go through the first tentacle and then go through the next stitch on the second tentacle, and we'll finish it off with another single crochet stitch. And then I can cut and fasten off, and this is my second tentacle joined to the first across 2 stitches. Now you want to make a third tentacle and join to the second tentacle in the same way. So we're going to count 5 stitches over on the second one. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then now we're going to line the 5th stitch with the next stitch on our third one. And we're going to join in the same manner, where we line it up and do single crochet stitch across 2 stitches. So here is our first join, and we're going to go through both layers of stitches again, and we're going to complete another single crochet stitch. You'll cut and fasten off, and now we've joined our third tentacle. And you'll make your 4th tentacle and join to the 3rd, and we'll count 5 stitches over. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to join across 2 single crochet stitch. So we'll go through the 5th stitch and then go through the next stitch on our last tentacle leg, and then join it across. That's our first single crochet stitch. And then we'll join 1 through both layers again, and here's our second single crochet stitch. And now we've joined the 4th tentacle. We'll cut off a long tail. Now we'll want to connect the 4th tentacle to the 1st tentacle, and we're going to count 5 stitches over. And then we will, with our yarn needle, we will join them together and sew them across 2 stitches. And now our tentacle leaves have been joined all together. And this is how my front looks like. And this is how the back looks like. Now we're going to be working on the back or bottom side of the tentacle. You'll make a slip stitch onto your hook. And we're going to join to the back or bottom side with a slip stitch. Now we're going to do 3 single crochet in each leaf. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we'll move to our next tentacle leaf. And that is 1, 2, and 3. Move on to our next leaf. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then our last one, that is also going to be 1, 2, and 3. And so now we should have 12 single crochet stitches all the way around. And now we're just going to decrease all the way around. So we should have 6 single crochet stitches at the end. So this is going to be a decrease. That's 1. Another decrease, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our very last decrease is 6. And then we're going to cut off a long tail and fasten off. And then we can go ahead and sew our bottom close with a yarn needle. And here is our tentacle leaf completed. And here is our finished Pachimari. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe to catch all my latest tutorials. Please tag me with your projects on Instagram. I'd love to see. Bye for now.